Now, look, we are going to be talking about more serious things.
Yeah.
Because we need to be extra vigilant when it comes to shopping online, avoiding phishing emails and recognising scam phone calls. We all know that. But what do you do if a scammer actually turns up on your doorstep?
And there has been a recent rise in doorstep scammers knocking on people's doors, hoping to trick unsuspecting homeowners out of their cash. But what do they need to look out for? Our consumer editor, Alice, is here to tell us more. Come on, be clever.
Yeah, I'll try.
I'll try and be
clever.
To us, yeah.
Doorstep crime, as you say, is on the rise. Of course, it stopped almost completely during the pandemic because we were all at home and all sort of had nothing better to do than to be careful. And now we're back, we're out, we're in, we're busy, and suddenly the scammers are out there. And also in a cost of living crisis, the scammers it goes up because people are desperate and they're trying to get money out of other people. So Action Fraud has said that more than £18 million a year is lost to doorstep scams. And the sad thing is that 85% of those victims will be over 65. So they are targeting. There is no doubt about that. Elderly people are being targeted. In a previous life, I worked for a door-to-door sales company and we would be shipped around the country in minibuses and going to places where there were bungalows by the sea. It was, it was the methodology.
Because they know that those people are going to be in.
Absolutely, and you scared them into buying things. So there's lots of different tactics. But you've got to be vigilant. Video doorbells sort of help a little bit in protecting us. They can be a layer. But what do you do if you just don't know? Take a little look at this clip, OK?
Hi. Hello there, sir. My name's Mr. I'm an enforcement agent recording at the moment here on behalf of Her Majesty's Court. Oh, I've got the wrong door. Sorry. I thought so. Thanks.
Now, that was our producer's door last week, and obviously he was so, ripped that they just completely ran away again, terrified. So we don't know if that guy was casing the joint, going to every door, or if he genuinely was a bailiff. He said he was on behalf of Her Majesty's government. Well, we haven't had Her Majesty's government for a while now. And he wasn't there showing his IDs straight away. But, and he did, our producer watched, and he went to a couple of other doorsteps. So what's interesting is the incidence of bailiffs going to doors has gone up by 20%. Right. There are many, many more now. So it could be a fake bailiff. That's one thing to watch out for, or it could be a genuine one, and that is terrifying.
So how do we know the difference?
And what do you do
if you're in genuine debt, the thought of a bailiff coming to your door really is terrifying. You've got a family, small children, and few possessions anyway. It is a really horrible, horrible feeling. But councils now are using bailiffs 20% more than ever before to reclaim those unpaid parking tickets, those unpaid penalties. And so if you've got an unpaid fine, be really careful because they will sell your debt to an enforcement agency and that will end up with bailiffs knocking on your door. And as soon as another agency gets involved, then the price goes up and up and up. So once they come to your door, that's something like another 200 quid. OK. No one can knock on your door unless they've given you prior notice with an enforcement notice 7 days beforehand. If you haven't had that, or it's got mistakes in it, or it's addressed to the wrong person, you do not have to even engage in conversation with them.
Oh, wow. So you tell them, right, you can say you're not coming in.
Yeah.
So that person that pulled up at our producer's door, in theory, our producer could turn around and said, you haven't let me know you're coming round. Admittedly, he looked at his phone and said, oh, this is the wrong address.
Absolutely.
That's the first point you can say.
First point is, I haven't had an enforcement notice. Second point is, you do not have to open your door to them unless they have got something from the magistrate's court. There is a second level in which they can force entry into your home.
And is that a letter?
That is something they will have. Okay. All bailiffs should have ID that shows they're certified bailiff. OK. They also should have a writ or a court judgment that shows they have permission to go, unless you've seen those two pieces of identity and you've checked them out properly, you don't even engage in conversation. Okay. If they do have the right paperwork and they're allowed into your home, you have the right to say at any point, I will engage and I will engage to pay off this debt. And the sooner you do that, I mean, preferably before the bailiff comes around, the better. If you've got a debt and you've been threatened with a bailiff visit, pick up the phone now to CAB, book an appointment, Citizens Advice Bureau, book an appointment with a debt agency and engage. Because even if you're paying off a small amount every month, it's going to be less than waiting for them to come to your door.
And it's so traumatic for them
Honestly,
to come.
I've spoken to lots of people who've had bailiffs come at their door, and it really is possibly one of the worst things. It's it's like being mugged. And you know that you owe the money as well, so it's a terrible, terrible thing.
So if it's not just the fake bailiffs, or the increase in real bailiffs as well, what other scams are?
Well, the one that's really going around at the moment is a spray foam insulation. So now, people like me sit on telly being know-alls saying you've got to insulate your home, OK? It's really important. It knocks hundreds of pounds off your electricity bill, off your fuel bill. But spray foam insulation of certain types has a huge question mark. What they do is they say, we are going to come, we're going to spray this foam stuff in your loft and it will seal up any gaps and it will stop the heat escaping. Now, what it also does is it stops ventilation. And it can cause mould, it can cause mildew, it can cause all sorts of problems. And some mortgage companies will not offer a mortgage on houses or properties that have got this stuff. And some people are having to pay thousands of pounds to take it away again. But elderly people are parting with, I've heard of one person paying £3,000, one person £4,000 on the doorstep because they think it is the right thing to do. And they get quoted a low price, it seems good, you know, here I am,
save on
I'm
the energy
trustworthy.
bills.
Look at how much money it'll save you long term. It is a real no-no. And there are real red flags because, of course, there's still the drain people, there's still the gutter people going around. All of them there'll be an invisible problem, there will be a sense of urgency, there will be a complication. These are all the big signs, OK? And there will be a further examination or further probe in the drain, further piece of equipment, further chemicals, where that bill will just go up and up and up. And it will end up being thousands. Do not feel pressured to do anything on your doorstep. And if you or a relative has had an incident where you've parted with money, if there is any follow-up, and often there isn't, then you have rights. You have more rights because they cold call you and they've come to your doorstep without any prior notice or invitation. So you have consumer rights and it's worth looking into them. And can I just say to all those flogging dusters on doorsteps, I've looked you up many, many, many times. It ain't genuine. I'm really sorry. I am all for helping reoffenders. I'm all for helping people who've been institutionalised and need help getting out there, getting jobs. But it's not a valid thing to do, knocking on doors and selling dusters and tea towels. They are not kosher.
Often they will bring out a card saying, these are the company that I'm doing. It's a rehabilitation scheme.
Can I swear? Can I use a word beginning with B and ending in Ollocks? No, I can't. So no. It's
rubbish.
not legit. I'm really sorry. Look up the charities that they pretend to be working for and they will say, we do. The first thing on their website is, we do not sell tea towels and dusters door to door. Just don't do it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Alice, thank you.
Was I clever?
Yeah, you were very clever, very wise.
Well, you know,
there's a lot of detail
it was a big ask for me on a Thursday morning.
You were brilliant.
We'll put all those details on the app
Brilliant.
so you can find out any of that information. If you find yourself in that situation as well, I think
do it.
Citizens Advice Bureau is the first place you go to get some help.
Absolutely.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.